All right. Gotta do a sound check just to make sure y'all can hear me before we get into the fun that went down earlier this afternoon. All right. There we are. Oh, of course. Oh my God, come on, you stupid account. There it is. God, come on, you stupid account. All right, we got it. We rolling right now. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my third try at this live stream. I tried it twice using YouTube, and the first time just didn't get off to a good start. The second time we were rolling, but YouTube for some reason decided to refresh on me and it shut off my live stream. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it on StreamYard. Yeah, it'll be a little laggy, but at least I won't get cut off, right? Oh, I'm lagging like crazy. But anyways, so not going to be on here too long. A couple minutes at max. We'll see how it goes, though. But yeah, we're talking about the news that came out about an hour ago. And if you're wondering where was I during this news break, right? When this news came out, well, I was actually putting together my shopping list because, as I mentioned previously, I live quite a ways away from the nearest store. So I don't have the luxury of going shopping whenever, right? When I go shopping, it has to be pretty much one of those trips where you get everything that you need. And you better not forget anything because, oh my goodness, if you forget one thing, well, that's tough. But yeah, big news dropped about an hour ago. As you can see by the little alert thing right here, right? The Browns officially announced that they have extended both general manager Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski. Don't know the term or the monetary part of it, but all I do know is they're not going anywhere for a while. And it's actually crazy to hear that Kevin's the first head coach to get extended by the Browns since Bill Belichick. I don't think Romeo Crennel got an extension. I know he was a Browns coach for a little while, a couple years, but he didn't get an extension. I mean, he only had one really, really good year. And of course, they went 10-6 and still missed the playoffs. All thanks to freaking, what was it, Jim Zorgi and the damn Colts. They just had to sell against the damn Titans, man. I remember that night going to bed, listening to that game on the radio, right? And I wake up, found out the Colts lost. So yeah, Browns didn't make the playoffs. Darn. So yeah, Kevin Stefanski shows up in 2020, goes to the playoffs his first year as coach. Then, you've had some mediocre years, but he's had 2 playoff appearances. I mean, ever since the team came back, they've had 3. And Kevin's been the coach for 2 of them, technically. Although that 2021, he wasn't on the sidelines, but he got them there. And thank God for Mike Prefer actually not being a bad coach. Although, I mean, I don't even think Prefer really did anything. I think they had the OC and the DC pretty much handle the play calling and stuff. But of course, Kevin was in the basement because he got sick. That was an interesting time. And then, of course, this year was way crazier than 2020 because, well, actually, much like 2020, this team got ravaged, not by the bug, but by injuries. In fact, we won games with 4 quarterbacks. We played 5, but we won with 4. Freaking nuts how that season went, right? But yeah, I'm excited to hear that they extended Kevin and Andrew. We'll see what happens with Paul DePodesta, because I think he's essentially been tied to those two for pretty much his entire time with the Browns for the most part. And I'm really hoping that Andrew doesn't just slag off because he got extended. Because a lot of these guys, they feel the pressure, like they know their contract's coming up. They want to show out, and then once they get their contract, they slag off. They're not as aggressive. I don't think Andrew's going to be like that. He's going to be even more aggressive. It's the way he is. After all, he went to the Howie Roseman School of finessing other GMs. I'm pretty sure it's to the point now where whenever another GM sees the Browns' phone number on their phone, or if for some reason they don't have caller ID, they answer the phone and they hear Andrew Berry's voice, they're like, "Ah, crap, I'm not taking anything from this guy." I hang up immediately. They don't want to get fleeced and finessed because Andrew went and learned under Harry Roseman for a couple years. And I'll look at him. Look at all the money we've dished out to these guys, and yet we still have cap space. Freaking crazy what this dude has done, man. I freaking love it. Right? He's the master manipulator of the salary cap. He's a professional salary capper. And then you got Kevin, right? Believe it or not, guys, I tried to mention this in my last attempt at this live stream. Kevin is 5th in coaching when it comes to wins. Yeah. He is 8 wins behind Marty Schottenheimer. He actually just passed Bill Belichick this past year. Yeah. Bill, Kevin, and Marty are all coached the same amount of seasons with the Browns. Yep. I'm sure Bill would have coached even more years if the Browns didn't pack up and leave for Baltimore. Yeah. And let me remind you guys, the Browns didn't fire Bill. It was the dumbass Ravens that did. They could have kept Bill. But no, they did not Bill Belichick. They wanted to bring in their own guy. Man, imagine if they would have had Bill Belichick. The ramifications that would have had, right? Who knows? But they didn't want him. And the Jets said, "We'll take him." And then he went to the Patriots for their plays or whatever. He's like, "I'm out of here. This is trash." And the rest is it. Yeah. He is 8 wins behind Marty Schottenheimer, 9 wins behind Sam Tigliano, who coached for 7 years with the Browns. And then he's going to need a while to catch Blanton Collier, who had 79 wins in 119 games in 8 years. It's pretty impressive. And then it would take him the rest of his coaching career to probably catch up to Paul Brown. My dude, Paul Brown, coached from 1950 to 1962, 13 years, 8 postseasons. Of course, that'll help too if you make the postseason a lot and go deep, right? But yeah, I think Kevin is the first coach to get an extension since Bill Belichick. That's freaking crazy. That is nuts. Hopefully, he'll get a couple extensions if everything works out. So, love to hear it. Love to see it. And now, don't ease off the gas. Keep going, right? Don't rest on your laurels because you got extended. You got to keep going because, as you know, with Jimmy, he's very trigger happy. And he paid you. He had enough confidence in you to pay you and keep you around. That don't mean that trigger finger is not still hovering over the freaking thing, ready to pull the trigger on you and fire your ass if you stink. Honestly, I'll give Kevin 2 years of stinking before I'm out on this guy. Because he's been good. We'll see what he does with hopefully a somewhat healthy team. Hopefully we can avoid getting our ass beat by the injury bug again. That'd be nice. Kind of funny how the 2 years we made the playoffs with Kevin, we were ravaged by the bug and then ravaged by the injury bug. So I guess 2 different kinds of bugs. The illness bug and the injury bug. Let's just keep the bugs away, okay? No sicknesses, no injury plagues. Let's just see if this team can stay healthy and see what damage we can do. Because we saw what we did with an injury team last year. We had Nick Chubb for a good, 1.5 games? Barely last year. Now, of course, I don't know when he'll be back. He could be back by week 1, week 10, God forbid, week 17. I mean, if he's not back by week 17, might as well just stay out the rest of the year. If that happens, that means he had a couple setbacks, but sounds like everything's going good, which makes me happy because I'm telling you what, you get some next year. This team is going to be insane. I mean, how the heck are you going to stop an offense? Hopefully Ken Dorsey gets in his bag, though. But hopefully Deshaun Watson can go out there and cook like he did before the whole thing happened with Houston, right? When he was an absolute stud, low-key an MVP type quarterback. Hopefully Nick Chubb comes back at least somewhat healthy, right? I want to see Amari and Judy out there together. That's going to be fun. That's going to be showtime. David and Njoku, of course, right? Need him to be healthy, which he's been very good with that. I give him a lot of praise for that. I mean, my dude literally got burned on his face, and he played the very next day. Bruh. Oh, man, if you guys never heard of that story, the whole David Njoku fire pit incident, it was crazy. I was on Twitter right before the game, and I saw that a tweet came out talking about David Njoku had burns on his face and arms. I'm like, yo, what did this dude do? But I guess he was trying to light a fire. And of course, for anyone who's worked with a fire pit, you know that there's always those fumes in the air, and they linger for a while. And he, I guess, tried to relight or something, and then woof, the fire jumped on him. Damn near burned his face off and his arms. Yeesh, man. That's all I had to say about that. Yeesh. So let's just avoid the shenanigans this year. Let's get serious on the field. Let's go out there and let's kick some butt. All right? All right. Because I'll tell you what, this team stays healthy for the most part. I know injuries happen, but as long as they're minor injuries, nothing crazy serious, no ACLs or MCLs or meniscuses getting shredded, right? If we can just keep the injuries to minor stuff, maybe hamstring tweaks or, cramps, stuff like that, stuff that's minor. Of course, the thing with hamstrings is that they linger. So once you hurt your hamstring, you're pretty much, you could be cooked for almost the entire year because of that. Just got to be careful, right? Be very careful with that stuff. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, yep. For those who haven't heard by now, which it's been over an hour now, so if you haven't heard by now, you probably aren't around a computer. The Browns extended Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, multi-year deals. Don't know the term or monetary side, but I'm just very happy to hear that they got extended. We knew it was going to happen for a while now. It was just a matter of when. And today was the day. Good stuff. And it appears that there's a thing where stuff like this only happens when I'm away from my computer. I mean, the Jerry Jeudy thing happened when I was away from my computer. Although the Amari and Deshaun stuff happened when I was by my computer. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Just got to be lucky. Of course, the Donovan Mitchell trade happened when I didn't even have internet. I don't even want to talk about that. We're already getting close to like a year since that happened. That's crazy. Or 2 years, actually, now. Wow. Yeah, 2 years. That's crazy. That's nuts. But I'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be. Hopefully, my computer will be back within the next week or so. Found out that it needs a new hard drive, so we'll see how long it takes that to get repaired or whatever. Shouldn't be too long. Usually, when I'm notified of a problem, it usually gets fixed within a couple days. So I'm probably not streaming probably like game one of the finals, unless like by some miracle I get a call today or tomorrow saying my computer's ready to be picked up. Then in that case, we'll see. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. And as always, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you all later. Go Browns, and Crazy Dog, and I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah.